the Sabo Standard Podcast. It is a great day to be a student of Mr. Scott Cameron. Hey, I saw a student of yours yesterday, Miss Kylie Krager.
Yeah.
She, I had Kylie in middle school track back in the day. I got to student teach her for a year when she was an 8th grader. I saw her yesterday, and she was wearing a Tri-Rivers shirt, and I was asking, why Tri-Rivers and not Pioneer? And then I said, Mr. Cameron? And she goes, oh, yeah, I had Mr. Cameron. No, she was happy to know you and me. One of the few people that are blessed to get to know both of us,
That's true. There's a very small number, and it should probably be kept that way.
Yeah.
Just for exclusivity purposes.
Yeah. So, it is a beautiful May 4th today. I'm not a big Star Wars. I like Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. I like Star Wars. I don't love Star Wars, so I don't go around saying like "May the 4th be with you" to everybody. But it is Star Wars.
I will say though, I did go around May 1st, and I continually said it's gonna be May. I did.
Well, you don't do that on May 1st. You do that on April 30th.
I know, but
yeah.
So I totally played
May 4th. We are getting close to some summer football liftings. We are getting close to training camps sniffing around the corner. NFL schedule release should be in the next few weeks. We are close to a lot of those cool moments in the summer, but that also means we're getting ready to hit the dog days of the summer. NBA playoffs is going hard and strong right now. Just rapid fire. I don't know how much you've been paying attention to NBA playoffs. I've actually watched quite a bit of NBA recently. 3 Game 7s over the weekend, which was cool. Game 7 is always a fun topic, which we are going to talk about in just a moment. But Cavs, Pistons, how much is that series going?
The Pistons, did the Pistons lose?
No, they won Game 7 yesterday.
Oh, did they win? Okay.
The Magic had 25-point lead Game 6 and blew it to the Pistons, and the Pistons kind of dominated yesterday. Okay. Yeah.
And I know it because I know the Celtics lost, right?
Lost the Sixers.
So I was like, because I know Embiid is playing like his head's on fire now, and I was like, oh man, because I just totally lost that yesterday. I was busy, so I was like, man, the top 2 seeds are out. Holy crap! But I tell you what, I still think the Pistons are good. They're young and they have a lot of holes, but the Cavs, they let the Raptors stick around through Game 7. Just lackluster. It shouldn't have been that bad, but
yeah, I mean,
at least they finished it.
Yeah, and the thing about Game 7 is you always kind of get the best team finds a way to win. I do believe that more times than not, the better team ends up winning. The Pistons, the Magic were such a bad matchup for them. As soon as Franz Wagner got hurt, the Pistons dominated the rest of the series. The home team for the Cavs, Raptors, every home team won all 7 games. I think the Cavs do win this one against the Pistons. I think it goes 7. I think Detroit's a really physical team, but Donovan Mitchell is really good. It's just can James Harden play enough? In the 7 games, can he score 20? And that's what Cavs fans like. That's you gotta hope. James Harden had a great Game 7 yesterday, comparatively to other James Harden Game 7 standards. But Jared Allen, I mean, he wasn't the second best player on that team last night. Jared Allen was. He might have been the best player, and Donovan Mitchell was number 2. I think that one goes 7. Another fun series is I'm gonna do Knicks Sixers as the third one. So the next best series is the Spurs and the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards should be back. He is rumored to be playing tonight. Wemby is unreal, man. Like Wemby is one of those generational type. Like he's must watch TV. He's LeBron. Right. He's Steph Curry. He's
a modern day LeBron.
He's Jordan. He's Magic. Yep. Like He is one of those guys that you have to watch. This Spurs team is really young. Like he's only in year 2. Stephon Castle's year 3. They got a young head coach. Like they are a young Spurs team, and everybody's picking them. Everybody's picking them to kind of win the finals too, make it to the finals at least, and beat the Thunder. I think they get it done, but I don't think it's that easy. I think Minnesota was really good. Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle have a good dominated presence, and then Anthony Edwards can score with the best of them. I think that one also goes 7. I'm going Spurs and 7 on that one.
I don't think it really matters what happens in the East. there's too many good teams in the West.
Well, that's
You
the
know,
West,
it's like
so
yeah, and that's the thing.
yeah.
Like the fourth or fifth worst team in the West could win the East. You know, and that's just the reality of it.
I
You know, it's just
don't. I think there are some really good teams in the East. I still think Detroit and Cleveland and Knicks are really good teams. And the Sixers, as much as I don't think the Sixers are going to be great, I think that's going to be a really fun series. Embiid, like you said, is playing like his hair is on fire now. They were down 3-1. He gets healthy. He comes back. They win all 3 games that he plays. And he is dominant. Maybe not the best closer on Saturday night. They really need Maxey to step up and just finish and seal the game. But the fact that he can do that, the fact that Paul George can go be your third, fourth best scorer, this is a really good Sixers team comparatively to what they have. I love the Knicks too, though, man. Jalen Brunson is a dog, and Karl Anthony Towns has been playing just such great defense. When OG Anunoby can go out and score 30 for you on any given night, and Mikal Bridges could be your fourth or fifth best guy, like that's where the Knicks are really dangerous. I think that one kind of goes 6, but that's a fun Knicks Sixer series.
Knicks pounded. I mean, they won like most of their games were like 30 points or 40. It's like.
Well, the first 5 games were kind of close, but Game 6 was I got a notification from ESPN saying like there's no way this is a real score, so I went and looked it up. It was 62-19 at one point in the second quarter, and I was like, "There's a typo right here. Like, there's no way."
Yeah, because it was well, right now the Knicks are beating the 76ers by 23. But because I looked this up today, I was like, "Holy crap!" Yeah, Knicks won by 51. And then they won by 29. Then they won by 16. They lost by 1. Lost by 1. Yeah, I mean they just ended up just
the
crushing
first 3
them.
games
You know,
were more competitive.
right? And then they just killed them.
Yeah, the last of the series that I'm most intrigued about is Lakers and Thunder, and Thunder are really good, and the Lakers still don't have Luka. And there's a chance that the Thunder can go sweep the Lakers or beat them in 5, and every win is by 20 plus points. But there is just something about the way LeBron right now is playing. There's something about the way Marcus Smart and DeAndre Ayton and Luke Kennard and JJ Redick and all those guys on the team, coaching staff down, are really, 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 really in sync. If the Lakers can steal one game in the first 3 and make it a 1-2 series and get Luka back game 4, man, watch out. Like there is a real possibility, I think, that the Lakers can get this series done. And then you have to beat San Antonio, which is no easy task. But if you do that, then again, you're playing the Cavs, you're playing the Knicks, you're playing the Pistons, which I think are all really good teams. But it's shaping up. Can you imagine a LeBron Cavs NBA Finals or a LeBron Knicks NBA Finals? It would be awesome, man. Like,
but here's the thing, though. But that right there goes to what I'm trying to say. Like, the 4th or 5th team in the West could beat the East, win the East. Yeah. There's just such a deep, and the thing is, the more Game 7s and longer series that the East plays, they're just going to get that much more worn down, and it's going to be harder to overcome the West. You know, so they'll run out of gas.
Here's the thing about the NBA is again, I think the better team usually always wins. And I think this is a good transition to our Mount Rushmore topic of the night. And we're going to do best NBA Game 7s of all time. And I have one honorable mention.
Whoa. You said Game 7s. You told me in the text.
No, Game 7s. Game 7s.
Just Game 7s.
Game 7s.
Yep, got it.
Mine's all NBA. I'll just give you that idea right now. Mine's all NBA.
That's fine.
I have one honorable mention. The only reason it's honorable mention is because it didn't actually get to end up come to fruition the way it should have. But again, I believe that the best team almost always wins. And last year, the best team almost didn't win. And that was the Thunder Pacers Game 7. And it was a dogfight back and forth. And I truly believe to my core, if Tyrese Halliburton didn't get hurt, the Pacers are going to win that game. Because he was 3 for 3 to start the game. He had 12 points way early on. He was on fire, and the Pacers were going to win the NBA Finals. And then obviously the Achilles pops. And that was a great series, 1 through 6. I mean, it was back and forth all the entire time. Halliburton was a man on fire last year. He had that shot against the Knicks and did the Reggie Miller. I mean, he was a dog all playoffs. That series specifically, and obviously he was dealing with an injury. And if he didn't get hurt, I'm telling you, he wins. And that is a top 4 Game 7 of all time. Thunder ended up winning 103-91. They played really well the first half. Just that second half, without their due, they just couldn't do it.
My friend Aaron came over. My friend Aaron came over, and I don't watch that much NBA, but he goes, "You have to watch this." I'm like, "Okay, fine." So he came over and we watched that, and when his Achilles popped, I'm like, "Oh," because I could see it. I could see the writing on the wall. I'm like, "Oh," and then it just is deflating. So
my heart broke for him, man. Like Halliburton's fun to watch, and that really sucked for him. Just really demoralizing for him.
Yep. I have an honorable mention, but it's a dishonorable mention, and I'll keep that till the end. So, all right. So are we gonna? I have mine ranked, but you said you're just gonna throw it out there.
No, I mean I ranked mine too, but again, it's a Mount Rushmore, so it doesn't necessarily have to be ranked.
Start number 4.
My number 4 is the 2013 NBA Finals Game 7 between the Heat and the Spurs. Obviously, that series is really, really remembered for Game 6. The Ray Allen shot in the corner. LeBron actually went nuclear in the fourth quarter to bring them back. Misses the 3-point shot. Bosch hits it. Ray Allen, and that's a series, right? No, that was when Game 6 to go force Game 7. But we got Game 7 was just so back and forth. LeBron finished with 37 points. Tim Duncan had 24. All game long, it was back and forth. Miami owned the fourth quarter, outscoring them by 6, and ended up winning by 7. But that one just a really, 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 really fun game, and obviously the mayhem that ended Game 6 to give the Heat one more chance. That for me was number 4.
I was down in Disney during that series, and Amber had just had surgery before, and so I was pushing her around in a wheelchair. It was the beginning of June in Florida. Oh my gosh, dude, I was gassed at the end of the night. I was so tired, but the series was so good, and I stayed awake and watched that. And I remember when the Ray Allen shot was hit. Macy and Amber were asleep, and I'm like, it's like, what? And it's also when we make these lists, it's like, I tend to be biased and pick the ones that I witnessed, or I watched or I saw.
That's why for me, like I did all NBA because I'm not a big baseball guy. I'm not a hockey fan, and all 4 of these are games that meant something to me as a kid or just as a fan of teams or a fan of players, and obviously like big moments. And we all know what number 1 is gonna be, but you're number 4.
And you remember where you were when this stuff happened.
Yep.
For me, 1998 Eastern Conference Finals, Bulls Pacers. Once again, another Pacers team that was absolutely stacked. Listen, man, when you play NBA Jam, when I play NBA Jam, there's only one team I pick, the Indiana Pacers. Why? Because Reggie Miller shoots threes like crazy, and Rick Smith just beats the crap out of people in dunks, okay? That team was so good. I mean, they had McKee also. They were so good. And they just couldn't get the job done, and that's the only Game 7 that the dual three-peat Bulls ever had to play in a Game 7 in those. So the Pacers, once again, and that's why I feel bad for Indiana. Man, they've had some great teams and have just not been able to finish the deal, and it's painful for them. So, yeah.
Absolutely. They lost. They lost the Heat. They had some really good teams and during the LeBron Heat era that they just couldn't get past the Heat with Paul George, Danny Granger, and George Hill and all those guys, Roy Hibbert, Lance Stevenson. But yeah, number 3 for me, I'm going to 2019. I am bringing to the Eastern Conference semifinals a series between Toronto and the Philadelphia 76ers. This was the Sixers' best team, almost by far. I mean, this was their best chance to win. And Kawhi Leonard, this is the only game-winning buzzer beater in Game 7 history. To just at the buzzer with no time left in the corner, bounce, falls in. What's his name? The play-by-play on that one.
Marv Albert.
No, it wasn't Marv. No, it wasn't Marv.
Marv Albert fell out of favor after his whole whips and chains thing he had going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 50 Shades of Albert.
God, what is his name?
50 Shades of Marv.
Is this the dagger? And
yeah. I was at my grandparents. I was at my grandparents watching that game. For some reason, I went over there a lot in the late '90s and watched basketball games, and I remember watching that game with my grandpa. So, yeah.
Yeah, great shot, great moment.
I remember it.
Defeated Sixers fans. Anyway, I can't find who did the play. I know his name. He's literally in my head. I just can't say his name right now. But great shot by Kawhi. And obviously
Jeff Van Gundy.
No,
was it Jeff Van Gundy?
No, he's a Chiefs play-by-play guy.
Taylor Swift.
Kevin Harlan. It's Kevin Harlan.
Kevin Harlan. Yeah.
God,
Kevin Harlan.
And Kevin Harlan on call. Kawhi had 41 that game, by the way. 41, and obviously the biggest three-point shot of his career. Amazing shot. That Raptors team was good, man. Pascal Siakam, Marcus Gasol, Kyle Lowry, obviously Kawhi. Like, they were deep and they were good.
Kawhi Leonard. Do you know how big Kawhi Leonard's hands are? Have you talked yet?
He could put him over your face and wrap him around your head.
You know what they say about big hands?
Yeah, you're really
big
good
gloves.
That is my number 3. Raptors over the Sixers in the 2019 Eastern Conference semifinals.
Was in 2001. We used to have this thing where I went to school. MVNU is called the Cougar Den. Now, I know, not like it's not a strip club. I know you're all excited, but it was where kids would go to hang out, play pool. They had food for sale and all that stuff. My buddy and I, we like baseball. So we went there and we watched the World Series, Game 7. We sat there's a little crappy TV in the corner, and we watched, and it was so good, man. And the Arizona Diamondbacks, who was a relatively upstart team, not an old team, and Mariano Rivera, the Grim Reaper, man, comes in, and I mean this guy's he's the greatest closer of all time. Okay, no one's even close to second. Okay, and Luis Gonzalez he comes up with that dumb looking stance, and he just plunk slaps a little single right over Derek Jeter's head. Game ending single, and it was just no one could believe it because
probably one of the biggest upsets in sports history too.
Absolutely, because the Diamondbacks had no reason to even be in the World Series, much less a Game 7, and then Gonzalez plunks one off the greatest closer ever to win it. I mean, I remember when that happened, people were like, "Oh my gosh!" It was cool.
It's a subtle reminder that you don't have to be perfect in the finals to be considered the GOAT. That's all I'm gonna have to say about that one. My number 2. This one meant a lot to me as a kid. I as a young sports fan, I obviously I've always been a big Steelers fan. If I had to watch baseball, I would be a Pirates fan. Hockey wise, I root for the Penguins. And obviously, I'm a diehard Ohio State fan. So basketball wise, in the NBA, there's no Pittsburgh-based NBA team. And so as a young kid, my mom moved to California for when I was in 3rd grade, fall in love with sports for the first time. And Los Angeles, California, there is one thing and one thing only that people gave a crap about, and that's the Los Angeles Lakers, and that was Kobe Bryant. And so I've always considered myself a big Kobe fan, a Lakers fan, and then obviously when LeBron, watching LeBron's entire career, and I've been lucky enough to I follow along with Lakers. If the Lakers lose, I'm not upset, I'm not angry, I'm not mad like I am with the Steelers, like I am with the Buckeyes. But basketball is my second favorite sport, and so I've always kind of followed the Lakers. I've always considered myself a Lakers fan. 2010, I'm watching a game with my dad. My dad always grew up a big Kobe and Shaq. Like when I was a kid, Kobe and Shaq. 2010.
Kobe couldn't do it without me.
And he did it. He did it twice. And the second time was this game, Game 7 against the Boston Celtics in the 2010 NBA Finals. An absolute defensive slugger, 83-79.
Yeah.
Kobe shot 6 for 24, 23 points. It was Ron Artest, man, that kind of hit the dagger 3-point shot. And this is how much I'm in my bag about this and remember this stuff. I'm not just some bandwagoner fan. Sasha Vujacic hit 2 clutch free throws within the last 10 seconds to make it the 4-point game and seal it. But that Lakers team, Ron Artest, Andrew Bynum, Derek Fisher, Kobe Bryant, Lamar Odom. Sorry, Metta World Peace. Jordan Farmer, Sasha Vujacic. There were some dogs on that team. 83-79. It was one of those ones. 2010, I'm 13 years old, 14 years old. I remember like I went and jumped in my dad's pool afterwards because we were just so excited that we just got to watch a Game 7, Lakers versus Celtics. Man, that's
your
number
way.
2 for me.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I remember that team. And the thing that's unusual is you think about, like, that wasn't too far. That was only a handful of years removed from the Lakers' attempt to make that super team with Peyton, Malone, and all that stuff, and they got beat by the Pistons. And so it was a unconventional title for the Lakers that year. And yeah, so
well, and for them, I mean, they went back because they had Orlando the year before, and that Orlando's the one that's funny because they were up like 2-0, and somebody asked Kobe about, like, how does it feel to be up 2-0? He's like, job's not finished, job's not done. And they had lost to the Celtics in 2008. So to get in 2010 and Kobe get number 5, past Shaq is for his 5th and final one. That was one that was always, we'll remember forever. Your number 2.
2016, we went on a trip up to Put-in-Bay right after school got out, and then we went out to Vegas, and I was in Las Vegas when the Cavs were playing the Warriors.
Is this your number 2?
The Warriors blew a 3-1 lead. This is my number 2. Okay?
I got you. Okay.
And because I know this is going to be your number 1. I know it's going to be your number 1. My number 1's a special one, though. We'll talk about that. So, of course, the LeBron block. Everyone talks about that in Iguodala, but, I mean, clearly the Warriors were the better team. But, you had a Mount Rushmore, number 1, number 2, greatest player of all time on the other side. And Kyrie Irving was just clutch that game, and maybe he forgot that the earth was round and he just was playing with his hair on fire, But that was a cool game. That was a cool series, obviously for different reasons. But incredible.
That's my number 1 then. The thing about that series is, you say it's a cool series, and it was the drama that led up to it, all of it. But the games itself, games 1 through 6, were blowouts on all 6 ends. Like,
they were
blowouts. But you had the 2015 rematch of 2015, and obviously LeBron had nobody healthy in 2015. 16 comes around, 73-9 team who were down 3-1 themselves to the Thunder in the Western Conference semis or Western Conference Finals, came back and won Game 7 of that one. Up 3-1, Draymond gets suspended.
Yes,
LeBron.
That is always understated. That suspension, dude. He's such a cornball, dude.
All season long. It wasn't just a 1-game decision that led to that. It was all season long. Game 5, LeBron and Kyrie both dropped 41. Game 6, LeBron drops 41 again. Game 7 comes around, 27, 11, and 11 for LeBron. He had like 11 in the fourth quarter himself. Obviously, like, Iguodala Curry, back to Iguodala, whatever. Iguodala Curry, back to Iguodala, blocked by James. Like, I mean, the greatest defining moment in LeBron's career, Kyrie's defining moment, the shot. I mean, it was back and forth the entire game, and that's one that, like, I remember where I was the first 3 games, but that one I'll remember forever. I was at my buddy's house, and his dad, who is like diehard Cleveland fan, everything his entire life, has never got to watch anything. I'm rooting for LeBron. I'm not a big Cavs fan, but I was rooting for LeBron. I think that just witnessing greatness at the time, to be there in that moment with my friend, to get to watch them celebrate Cleveland, championship, but also they're my buddy's dad who got to witness it for the first time in his life. That was a pretty cool moment to me, and it was a packed room. I usually don't watch sports like in a packed party place, but that one you had to, especially. And it was silent the entire game. Like, people weren't talking; you were watching the game.
Yeah, and even just, the mistake by the lake that Cleveland has so many heartbreaking things for them to finally win something. Something, anything. I was just, and that's the thing. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, I hate LeBron. Oh, he left us again. I'm like, listen, man, that dude won you a title. Without him, you'd just be continuing to sit in vinegar. So just shut up. The guy got you a title, a Mount Rushmore of all time, and the NBA basketball. So just shut up and enjoy the title. You know, people would burn his jerseys and stuff like, you're an idiot. You know, whatever. So that's your number one.
That's my number one.
Okay, my number one. It's not a Game 7. And why? Because it's my list. And if you don't like it, eat it. So in 1993, my brother had a TV in his room, okay? I was 11 years old. And my brother had a TV in his room. He was 17. And the World Series was on, right? It was a school. I can't remember if it was school. It was really late. We were up way later than we were supposed to. But Kirk was like, shut up. Don't say anything. Just watch. It's like, okay. And my parents went to bed. And I watched the Philadelphia Phillies. Mitch Williams, I think it was, went out there to try and close out Game 7. And Joe Carter comes up for the Toronto Blue Jays and hits a home run to win the World Series for Toronto Blue Jays. And I just, it was such a deep, impactful moment for me. You know, my brother was like half asleep. He was like, you know. But I was like, oh my gosh. You know, I was like, it's kind of like the Ray Allen thing. You know. And I was just so excited, man. I went out and got the Beckett with Joe Carter. I was celebrating with his helmet flying off. And I was collecting Joe Carter cards. They're not worth anything. But I was like, oh, Joe Carter. Oh, I love Joe Carter. I want to have his baby. La, la, la. But he ended up just being an okay player. He's a good player. But he ended up playing for the Indians and stuff too. But that was just, for me, as a little kid, a baseball fan with my brother, just me and him, mom and dad asleep, you know, and then something like that happens. You know, and that happened, the Pirates won a World Series off, or no, it's the NLCS. They you know, go on Game 7. So that stuff happened before, but that was just so cool, man. And that's, so I guess it's more of a nostalgic thing more than anything else, but that's my number one.
But that's like, I think that's what, like, again, all four of mine were, there's plenty of Game 7s that probably more impactful for sports in a lot of ways. Maybe not 2016
sure.
NBA Finals. Like, obviously that for people, that's like the greatest, you know, just the comeback and everything. But like, all four of mine are based on nostalgia, and it's the remembering the moments, remembering where you were. It's, as a kid, you're always remember those sport moments that define just like you and falling. It's a reason why you fall in love with the sport, and that's what sports all about. I mean, that's why sports are the greatest thing on the planet.
Yep.
You know, even small ones. Again, remember where you are and how you be quiet. My wife is, at the time, she's at vet school. We're at her apartment and she's napping, and I'm watching. It's Ohio State Maryland game. It was the game that Benjamin Victor had like 4 touchdowns, and Ohio State was down in the fourth quarter. And she is napping, and I'm watching it on my little MacBook screen because the TV wasn't working or couldn't get the game on. And she's napping, and I'm trying to be as quiet as I can. Every single Ohio State touchdown, yes. And then Maryland goes for 2, and they don't get it. And it was just like in that moment, it's just you're in that spot that I will remember forever because it's just so cool. It's fun. That's what sports is all about. Yeah, and that's why
that game I was doing drywall at my sister's house. And my dad, my brother, and we were all up there doing drywall, and we kept it was like the end of the third quarter, and we just kept watching the score, like, what in the world? So my brother pulled it up, and we all sat there and watched it. I cannot tell you the number of times me, my dad, and my brother sat down and watched a game together. It's not very many times at all, okay? Yep. But that was one time, you know? Yep. So, yeah, I get it. I understand.
Again, my dad, same thing. My dad and I, we've never got to watch a lot of Steelers games together, but when we do, like, I remember him watching Game 7 of the 2010 Finals, like with my dad. And my dad, like, again, he cares, but does he really care that much? And at this point in time, like, I do care. Like, I'm 13 years old. Like, I love Lakers basketball. I love Kobe Bryant. Like, all that stuff was cool to me. I'll remember it forever. So,
I do have my infamous game.
Go ahead.
This is why I do not have a favorite Ohio pro team. Okay? Now, I like the Browns. I pull for the Browns. I like the Bengals. I pull for the Bengals. I like the Reds. I hope they win. I like the Indians. I love the Indians were my favorite team growing up, man. Dude, that lineup with even like when they had Greg Swindell, but Kenny Lofton, Albert Bell. Jim Thome was one of my heroes growing up. I loved Jim Thome. I used to wear long socks because of Jim Thome. Okay, I just love the Indians. All right, but in 1997, they're in the World Series and they're playing the Florida Marlins and frickin' Livan Hernandez. The Indians had a superior team. There's two teams that came out of the 90s that did not win as many World Series as they should have. One was the Braves, one was the Indians. And Jose Mesa comes out of there, Game 7, drunk as a skunk. Moises Alou comes up, plunks a ball, wins the game. The Indians lose the World Series in Game 7 because Jose Mesa is drunk. He'd been drinking all day. He didn't think he's going to pitch. And he went out on the mound, drunk as a skunk, had a snootful, and he blew Game 7. I lost money. I had bet like kids at my lunch table, like $5. And $5 in 97 as a kid, I'm like, man, that's a lot of money for me. You know what I mean?
So gas.
Yeah, today, back then it was like 7 or 8 gallons. So, I was like, oh, are you kidding me, man? Like, I was so mad. And from that point on, I will not have an Ohio team be my number one team. I just won't.
Yep. Well, the Buckeyes, but.
Pro team.
Yeah.
Columbus Crew. I like the Columbus Crew. I don't really have a reason to like any other team.
I'm a fan of the Columbus Aviators right now, so.
Yeah, Ted Ginn, speaking of DUI, at least he didn't get a lap dance like Urban.
Yeah, at least he didn't. You had a cool point earlier. Let's talk about it, or a cool suggestion of a topic. Go ahead and lead into it. I don't want to spend too long on it. 10 minutes, so we can do CamDog's conversations for the night. But
there's conversation going around about what's the common protocol, and I know this has been talked about ad nauseum and like talk radio and podcasts and crap. What is the protocol when it comes to a ball goes out of play into the stands? What fans do? Give it to a kid, hold on to it. What's the protocol for that? And because obviously, it got the Phillies Karen and Hot Water. It's amazing how no one's found her with the internet and stuff now. Like, I'm pretty sure she's like a witness protection or like a CIA operative or something, because there's no reason that she hasn't been doxxed yet, okay? And then, you had Bobby Big Beard up in Cleveland who stole the ball from the little girl, and, he basically got reamed on the internet. And even despite his, I'm sorry, and the family said leave him alone, he's still just like, pow, pow, pow. What's the protocol, Sabo?
NBA, because it's the same ball all game long, and everybody touches it with bare hands. If the ball goes in the stands, you give it back. You give it back. Now, you're front row and that ball lands on your lap and you stand up, you should be able to take a shot. That's just protocol. You should be able to grab the ball, take a shot, but that ball goes back in. NFL's a little weird.
And if you make it, your team gets a point.
Sure. However you want to do it. But the ball, no matter where it goes, it needs to go back in the stands. Everybody again touches that same ball. It's the same ball that's used. Football is a little different. You have more than one ball. PATs happen all the time. They have the net. If a throw goes into the stands, they should be allowed to keep it. But I think in football they don't. They have to give it back also. Baseball's a little weird though. Baseball's one that obviously the ball leaves the playing field. It's the fans, and they should 100% keep it. Baseball uses 10,000 balls a game. They use 25 million in a season. That's a real stat. Look it up, okay? They go through so many balls, it doesn't matter, right? And so if it goes in the stands, you should keep it. Now, if there's a little kid around and they're trying to reach for it, you give it to the kid.
Yeah.
If it's a Tuesday afternoon and you're in Kansas City watching a game and there's really nobody by you and you get the home run, you get to keep it. Now, again, you give it to the kid. The kid's around. The kid's aiming for it. If the kid doesn't care, then whatever. Don't give it to the kid. But the kid's there. You give it to the kid. Unless it's a big-time defining moment. Unless it's A-Rod hitting a most home runs in a season or in a playoff game, a walk-off home run in a playoff game. Or
that ball's
if it's
worth money
big time. It's not about the money. It's about that moment for us, right? We're just talking about sports fans. Because I could get it, and sure, money talks, but if you're there at that point in time and you're a fan of that game, like, to have that as a piece of history means something. Then if you are the ultimate winner, you get that ball, you catch in that moment, and then you give it to a kid, then that's pretty cool. Until that kid goes and sells it for $10,000 himself.
I remember when the Joe Carter baseball went up for auction, but I can't find it anywhere. And it's let's see. I'm going to look up Barry Bonds. The Barry Bonds baseball. Yeah, almost $750,000, a 756 home run. I mean, and that was in 2007. It's $750,000. So his 500th home run ball was $300,000. His 73rd single season baseball, that's $500,000. So there's been,
I'm you now.
See this, Barry? Not you, Barry. Not you, Barry.
We need to do my Hall of Fame conversation at some point in time.
Not you, Barry.
That's next week. Hall of Fame conversation.
But I agree. And here's the thing: in football, there are extra points, wide kicks, where that they do go in the stands, and people can keep the football in that case. Because players throw the football in the stands, right? I mean, it's a penalty, but yeah, baseball's that weird thing. Soccer, even soccer, it used to be in. Yeah, there you go. It used to be in soccer.
That's right.
The man who can barely beat Michigan.
Oh my God! Stop. All right,
Reggie
CamDog conversations.
Hold on.
No. You ruined it.
I read. Here's the thing, though. Baseball is a game for kids. It is. Did you play baseball growing up?
No, never. I've never been to baseball.
Never.
Never been into it. No, I've never played as a kid. Never been into it. It's a hard. It just for me. It's not a love I have.
And I know numbers of kids playing baseball and stuff is going down. Baseball, softball is going down. There's still a lot of kids that at least play, when they're 8, 9, 10, and beyond. But, of course, when they're 12 and under, it's where a lot of kids play. And it's a special game that has a lot of special memories. And as well as I do, because we've talked about this ad nauseum, where the people that you go through sports with, like you hold memories with them, it's very unique. And when it comes to baseball, there's such a nostalgia about it. And it's something where I think The Field of Dreams, that movie really nails it. It does a great job of trying to portray that. It's the test of time. And it is something where when kids are involved, you give a ball to a kid. It's their game. It's not an adult game. There is adults that play it, but it's a game meant for kids. You remember Boys of Summer playing, I just remember playing games when I was a kid. I loved it, but the game is not for a 43-year-old man. It's for kids. It's a kid's game. And how's this guy back? Well, I just had a lapse of judgment. Did you have a lapse of judgment if, you're at the crosswalk and this old lady's like, I have my 3 bags of groceries. Yeah, well, screw you, lady. I'm going across the street without you. No, what do you mean a lapse of judgment? You took the ball from a little kid. What a douchebag, So, I don't know.
Yep, I gotcha.
Give the ball to the kid. Don't be a jerk.
3, 2, 1, best baseball movie of all time. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Field of Dreams.
Benchwarmers.
That is a funny movie. We're all pink inside.
CamDog's conversation. Let's get to it. Let's wrap this. Let's put a bow on this one and wrap it up.
Okay. Now, this might seem like an easy one, but it's not. Best and worst deodorant brands.
Best is the only one that I use, and that's Old Spice. Now, it's Old Spice Fresh. It's a gel. That's what I go with. The worst is every single other deodorant because they just don't work. They irritate my skin. They're too flaky. This is an easy conversation. This conversation's over that quick. It is Old Spice. It is Fresh, or Pure Sport could be number 2, but that's it. I used to wear Bear Glove, but I don't like Bear Glove anymore. Fresh and Pure Sport.
I like Bear Glove. Bear Glove is good.
No, it's fine. But those are my 2 I go to, and anything else is just not good for me.
Yeah, Old Spice that's when I go. It's probably like deodorant's like so daggone expensive. We talk about a gallon of gas. Go buy some good deodorant, man. It's crazy.
I don't buy gas. What's gas? What's that? How do you?
Yeah, screw you.
How do you buy that?
I own a Tesla.
I am an EV driver. Listen. I'll sell anybody on a Tesla. I love my Tesla. Tesla's the greatest vehicle I've ever met.
Hey, I'm good for you. Let them live. The worst deodorant though. That I used to be really popular back in the day, and people used to love this crap. But I just never got into it, and I just hate it. Brute.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it would be good for deodorant.
You don't know what it is?
No, and I don't want to know.
You've never heard of Brute? It's like a green container.
Oh,
you uncultured swine! How have you never heard of Brute? It's like a rite of passage if you have an older man in your house. It's like
this game,
Brute.
this CamDog's conversation ended much quicker than it needed to, which is good. I have one more thing for you before we end tonight. We are going to blind rank. You are going to blind rank 10 fast food restaurants. Are you ready? The first one is Firehouse Subs.
9.
Number 9, Firehouse Subs. Number 9.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Hardee's, aka Carl's Jr.
Both Hardee's and Carl's Jr. I'm gonna go 6.
6 for Hardee's / Carl's Jr.
Yeah.
Okay. This just said fast food. You know, we're gonna skip that. I'm not gonna let Denny's infiltrate.
Denny's. What's up, Denny's?
Qdoba.
Oh, Qdoba. That's like the rich man's Chipotle. I'm gonna go with number 5. Chipotle.
Number 5 for Qdoba. Subway.
10. I hate subs.
Okay, first off, subs are great. Subway is overrated. Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's is better quality. I'll go with 8.
This is, you might never have this, but you travel enough. You traveled to the West. You visited out West enough. Jack in a Box.
Oh, dude, Jack in a Box tacos are so good. I'm gonna go number 4, and that's just I've had it 5 or 6 times. It's good. Number 4.
Raising Cane's. Obviously, the sauce is the boss. You have 1, 2, 3, and 7 left.
Right. I'm gonna go 3.
Del Taco.
Del Taco's an interesting thing.
The food's not great, but the memory. The food's not great, but the memories are last lifetime.
The memories are great. I'm gonna go with number 7 on that. It's a bitter taco. It's not the sweet stuff like Taco Bell. Yeah.
You have 1 and 2 left. You have 1 and 2 left.
I haven't been really impressed with my favorite ones haven't been said yet.
Dairy Queen, but the grill and chill part, not just the ice cream and the actual sit down fast food restaurant of it.
I'll give that 2. Oh, this is a struggle bus. This better be
Taco
good.
Taco Bell.
Yes, I got lucky. I was like, this better be Taco Bell or Chipotle, man, or else I'm going to be really disappointed.
You got lucky.
I thought they were going to be like, Perkins. How about all you can eat white fish?
All right.
Smelly old people smell like baby powder.
What a wonderful episode of the Sabo Standard Podcast. Hey, we gotta start saying this crap at the beginning. This is your job. You got a new job, okay? We're getting up there in views, which I haven't been looking at as much. We're just doing this for the love of the game, right? But if you gotta subscribe. You gotta click the subscribe button. You gotta click the follow button. You gotta go hit the like button. You gotta leave a review on the Apple podcast and the Spotify podcast and all those things. Leave a review, do all that great stuff. Because the more people that watch this, then my wife will be like, hey, you can do it more often.
You gotta subscribe. You gotta push the button.
You gotta hit like.
Just push the
hit
button.
Subscribe. Comment.
Like
comment anything. Tell Scott how much of a moron he is.
You don't like my Joe Biden? Subscribe.
I do.
You gotta subscribe.
Did you like the video I sent you the other day? Mendoza before the Raiders, Mendoza after the Raiders?
Yeah, he was like, come help me out. That's why he didn't get traded.
Yeah.
Crosby, come help me out.
Anything else for the good of the order?
I think that's good, and we'll see what happens with the Cavs.
Yep.
Not my Cavs, like the...
Yeah. Hey, I didn't give you my Lakers prediction. Lakers in 7. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Jamal, hit it for us.
Because if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat.